Hello and welcome to Ground Zero, where I discuss different topics such as movies, TV shows, and video games. This week's topic is Netflix original series, The Society. The Society is essentially basically teens on their own, kind of like the 100 in the beginning of the Jimmy Neutron movie, where all the parents disappear, so the kids have to make their own group and be on their own and try and figure things out. It was uh it was really good. Like each episode is like an hour long and 10 episodes each, which is normal for Netflix. And it was kind of got crazy real quick cuz like the first episodes everyone's still freaking out, and then later in the show they kind of calm down and figure out a set plan because of one student, Cassandra. She kind of bands all the kids together to try and keep them calm and set rules so nothing crazy happens. But then later in the show, girl gets pregnant, and then Cassandra is murdered by someone, so they try and find out who's doing that. And also, like, they have a main cast of characters, and then they have the side cast that didn't really get too much screen time, or they got screen time but they weren't focused on that much. This season they were more focused on their situation, because they're in the town that they live in, but they're surrounded by woods. So, but they, which wasn't normally there to begin with. So, Cassandra does get murdered, and they're trying to figure out what's happening with her. And they also have another character, Harry, who's kind of one of the popular kids that's trying not to follow the rules, but he kind of disappears halfway through the season for some reason. They just decided not to use him that much. And then there's another character, Campbell, who they do say is a psychopath from his brother Sam, who's deaf. So there's a lot of sign language in it. And I usually have subtitles on when I watch shows, so I don't know if they put subtitles in anyways when he's doing sign language, because he does talk while he's doing it anyways. But I don't know if they do or don't. But they do end up finding Cassandra's killer. But it's a character that they've only shown twice, so it wasn't an important character. And the person that ends up taking over is Cassandra's sister, Allie. And she kind of she does keep the rules, but she does add in some of her own. I believe one of the episodes was called Allie's Rules. And they kind of have a guard, which was the football team, or at least a few of the football team. One of them was Grizz, which is really smart, and he's a very popular character. He didn't have an Instagram at first, but then after the show came out a day or so later, a bunch of people were posting on the Society's Twitter and Instagram how Grizz should have one, and he ended up getting one a couple days later. And I hope in the and near the end of the season, Ellie does kind of get taken over, because the guard, which is most of the football team excluding Grizz, kind of feel they should run the show, and Campbell's manipulating people. So they kind of set a coup and take over. So probably in season 2 they're gonna focus more on the antagonists of the show, Harry and Campbell, and the guard, which is a football team again. So they'll probably have more screen time and probably get to know more about them in the next season, depending on whenever it comes out. They haven't said anything yet. Anyways, that'll be all for this week's episode. I will see you all next week.